Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right now I'm joined here by EPB. What up, B?
What's going on?
Nothing. So, right now we're here on this Oscar night, which, all right, full disclosure, at the time of this recording, no, we not necessarily watched the Oscars, but we do know the results. Okay, that's why we was a little late tonight. We do know the results. All right, we'll talk about that we'll talk about that real briefly later on. But first, we want to get into this review that we have been itching to get out there. I've been itching to get this out there to y'all for a little minute. I had some holdups, but now we're finally here. I'm going to be talking about the 20th anniversary of Dreamgirls. That's right,
Woo!
the 2006 film starring Eddie Murphy, Beyonce, Anika Nani Rose, and the debut of Jennifer Hudson as an actress. Um, who did not say that? Because I'm about to say people again. I feel like
You said Eddie Murphy?
Danny Glover was in this. I said Jamie Foxx already, right?
Yes. I don't know. It
Oh,
was
you
a
got
lot of
one of
people up in
me,
there.
and actually, like, I don't like that for you. But
Huh?
wait, did you wait? Are you still on delay? Can you hear me? All right, respond to what I'm saying right now.
I can hear you.
Oh Lord, she's on a delay, y'all. So it's going to be a long night. Um, But yeah, so many actors and actresses in there. This is a highly regarded film. It's beloved by many people, and it has one of the best uh songs in musical I've heard. Me personally, I'm not saying it's one of the best songs in musical period, but it's one of the best songs that I've heard because I was able to connect with it differently 20 years later. We'll talk about that soon. But before we get into it any farther, I want to remind you guys to go ahead, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are not already subscribed. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, that good stuff. And without further ado, let's get into it now. Wait. Before we get into it, should we talk about the Oscar winners real quick?
Just a little recap.
Delay.
Because when I fight
You
you,
said just a little bit.
yes.
I'm just listening for the delay. That's all. You're delayed for some reason.
So you didn't hear anything I just said.
I mean, I'm hearing you, but just on a really large delay.
You know, you ever think that maybe it's not me, it might be you? But anyway, yes, let's go ahead and recap who
No, it's
won on the
you.
Oscars.
All right. So we have for best actor, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Um, best film, One Battle After Another. Best supporting actress. Hold on. Let me because I forgot this lady's name. Um, you think I would have it pulled up, but I didn't. Um,
And should have.
it was Aunt Gladys from Weapons, is who the best supporting actress was. Um, I already said best picture. I already said, oh no, best actress was Jessie Buckley from Hamnet. This is the Oscars 2026. In case anybody's watching this at some point, which Oscars are you talking about? We're talking about 2026 Oscars. The
What
year
other
in which
Oscars
Michael
would
B.
they be
Jordan
talking about?
won Best Actor for Sinners. What did you say? I didn't hear what you said because you're on such a delay.
What other Oscars would they be talking? Would you be talking about?
Oh, I don't know. In case somebody's watching this in an unspecified year and they just was like, "Oh, I wonder what Oscars they were talking about."
20 years later from Dreamgirls, and if you can't do math, I guess.
I mean, listen, you never know. You never know. Best director. Um, wait a minute. I feel like I heard best director was Ryan Coogler, but I guess I was wrong because best director was Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Best original song was Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. Um, best cinematography was winner. Not winner was Sinners. I looked at the word winner next to Sinners. And best
Because they are
editing, One
winners.
Battle After Another. Best sound, F1 the movie. Best original score, Sinners. I'm just reading the ones that I know y'all actually do care about. Best
That's
visual
one
effect,
thing we never watched was
Match,
F1.
huh?
That's one thing we never watched was F1.
No, we did not get around to watching F1, which is now streaming on Apple TV Plus if you have it. And let's go for one more. Let's talk about one more. Um, let's see. I don't know. What's a good one? What is a good one? Um,
Did you do best animated feature or is that even on there?
oh, that's why I just got to. Best animated film, K-pop Demon Hunters. Amy Madigan was the best supporting actress from Weapons. And that's it, right? Yep, that's it. Those are all the ones I read that I thought were the big winners. If you want the full list, go find it on your own. But those are the winners. So shout out to all the Oscar winners from the Oscars 2026. Big shout out to y'all. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations. And hold on, but I could have sworn I saw Ryan Coogler won something. What did he win? Oh, he got best original screenplay. Okay, not best original. He got best original screenplay. That's still dope though. So shout out to all the Oscar winners from tonight. And now, without further ado, we're going to get into Dreamgirls. That's right. We're going to now officially get into our 20th anniversary review for Dreamgirls. So, B, would you like to take away the synopsis for this movie? Do you remember the synopsis for this movie? I mean, I know, but enough
Let's
talking.
see if I can remember something I watched a couple weeks ago.
Oh, and this is also a double whammy for anybody who follows us on TikTok. We did a live talking about Dreamgirls. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. But yeah, we'll get into some of our thoughts though. But B, tell us, Dreamgirls, what was it about?
So, Dreamgirls follows three friends known as the Dreamettes at first as they go along their musical journey during was it the Motown era, kind of?
Yeah. Like the Motown, early Motown era, I believe.
Yes, and how what it takes to get to the top, and sometimes you have to betray or step on people who were there for you. And we just see how all of that inside the music industry and how they, you know, got the fame and where they were, quote unquote, future wise.
Beautiful, beautiful explanation. Now, but not to but to get into a little bit more in depth with that, it does follow these three, the three Dreamettes, right? Dreamettes.
Dreamettes, yeah.
Yes, so it does follow the Dreamettes, played by Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson, and Nika Nani Rose. And they're just trying to make it. They're a group of incredible singers, incredible talent, and they have this manager who's played by Jamie Foxx, who so let me go back because I had to find
First
their
off,
names in the movie because I was going to be sitting here saying Beyonce, Anika Nani Rose, and Jennifer Hudson, but those are longer names than Dina, who's played by Beyonce, Effie, who's played by Jennifer Hudson, and Laurel, who's played by Anika Nani Rose. So Effie's brother, no, Jamie Foxx wasn't Effie's brother. Effie's brother
was
was
Cece.
played by, I forgot who played him.
I don't know, but I know that was his name in the movie was Cece.
Cece.
Yeah.
Oh, Keith Robinson played him. Boom. So and Jamie Foxx's character was Curtis Taylor Jr. So Curtis, he was like their manager. He was trying to get them farther than where they were. Because again, like they were incredible talent, they were doing shows, but they weren't getting paid that much. They weren't getting the type of recognition that Curtis thought that they could have. So when they
Curtis
hear of an
saw
opportunity
a
that comes up to sing for James Early, who's played by Eddie Murphy, he kind
Jimmy.
of does everything that he can to get them not just on his radar, but get them into that stratosphere of fame and fortune and talent. And one of the things that about this movie that me and B kind of were debating when we first watched this and when we did the live on TikTok that day, was whether or not Curtis was wrong. So, fun fact, this is the first time I actually really watched and fully comprehended Dreamgirls since it came out back in '06. Like, I saw it, but it wasn't like anything that was like fully my wheelhouse at the time. But having sat down and watched this movie and really starting to understand different plot threads that was going on, like I said, one of the arguments that me and B had was Curtis, his motivations and the way he went about things, was it right? Like, why was, because I couldn't understand why he was seen as sketchy, which is something that B was explaining to me. So B, explain your side of the Curtis debate and I'll explain mine, and then we'll talk about the conclusion that we came up to.
Curtis was on a money scheme. He was going for whatever was going to make the most money. He saw that from when the Dreamettes were on stage and singing for the first time. He saw dollar signs, mostly because of Effie and her voice. So of course he latched onto her as the lead singer. Um, then later on, he kind of shifts going to Dina because that was what the mainstream wanted. So he latched onto her. Curtis was more of a leech, more of a money hungry person than anything. And he was wrong for how he went about things with Effie. I'm gonna always say he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Keep going, because I felt like you had more fire in the tank when we was watching it. So
Oh yes, and he was also wrong about how he did Jimmy early. Okay, he could have gave him another shot, but the money was drying up, so he had no kind of help for him. It was his fault. That Jimmy had an early death. I don't care if you didn't see it yet. It's been 20 years. His fault that Effie had to be in poverty. Then she came out with a good song, and what did he do? He stole it because he saw dollar signs. He was corrupt. He was criminal. He was wrong.
so I remember disagreeing with you. So
You
the
did.
reason I initially had hold on, let me change it here. Okay, so the reason I initially disagreed with you, B, on that was because I felt like Curtis was doing what any manager would do, what any music manager would do, which was to put his clients in the best possible position. And I felt like, okay, well, Curtis is only doing his job. He's not doing anything too shifty, at least not in my opinion. However, I will be fair and I will say that my opinion had changed when I kind of got the understanding of when he was trying to pull Jimmy along with him, because he started making decisions for Jimmy outside of Jimmy's management. But at the same time, I felt like, okay, while that is wrong and while that is shisty, I also felt like, okay, well, his clients are involved in that as well. So he can't wait for the other talents management to make certain decisions. He has to go about those decisions and he has to do what's best for his team primarily. And if it just so happens that Jimmy is bought into this, which 9 times out of 10 is going to happen, well, then Jimmy, you'll be escalated too. And so what he did was that he was like, all right, he talked to Jimmy's management and was like, yo, listen, I can get him, you know what I'm saying? I put the pieces in place. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy can come along. But here's the thing, right? If we do this, we can do this together and you get a cut. Jimmy gets a cut. I get my cut. My girls get their cut. And everybody's happy. I get both sides of that because Jimmy's management is that he's like, all right, well, I should have been brought to the table on this situation from jump. I get
Right.
that. I understand that. But from Curtis's point of view, it's like, well, now I don't have time to wait because these decisions need to be made. We need to jump on this wave. We need to jump into this venue. We need to jump into this opportunity, right? So I was kind of back and forth on that because, like I said, I see both sides of it. But where I feel like Curtis really kind of no, where I feel like Jimmy's management still kind of messed up is that Jimmy's management was like played by Danny Glover. He was kind of like um he's pretty much saying like he is in more of a I don't want to say control, but I will say control. He's more in control of Jimmy's career than than even Jimmy himself. So at the end of the day, he makes those executive decisions. Jimmy overhears that, and it's just kind of like, nah, bro, you don't make these decisions for me. I get the final say. So I feel like not piecing and patching that up or having a conversation with his talent. That's your talent, sir. That's your talent. You're supposed to talk with them. You're supposed to bring them in. You're supposed to, if anything, the business side of it, they should have all had a sit down. I feel like that would have been the best way to manage it. And then if I'm Jimmy's manager, I'm sitting there just at least trying to put things in more of a favorable outcome for me in terms of me being your manager, but also make sure like, like, hey, this is for you as well. This is for you first, but I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't think it was a good idea because of this is what I see and this is the risk in what I see, and just let Jimmy decide from there. Not saying that Curtis could have took, you know what I'm saying, Jimmy away from Danny Glover, but still, that's just how I felt about it. So then when it got extra shisty and when I started to really lose my fight, is at the portion where B was like, with Jimmy being clean and stuff like that, and trying to get the different opportunities. I feel like Curtis did not set him up for failure. Curtis was like, yo, listen, like he already saw how when Jimmy went and did his own thing, because it's like, because I'm thinking about the first performance. I'm thinking about the second and the first performance at the same time. But the first one, when he brought Jimmy on the road into that higher environment,
At
it
the
was a gamble.
hotel?
Say that again.
At the hotel?
At what part?
When he was at the hotel performing? You talk about that part?
Yeah, when he was at the hotel. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he gave Jimmy the chance because it was a gamble. It was a gamble because Jimmy has his style of doing things, and he did reckon he's like, hey, maybe you tone it down a little bit. And Jimmy was like, nah, I'm gonna just do what I do. Like, I got the talent, I'm gonna do what I do. It's a gamble because on one hand, it could have worked out really, really well. On the other hand, there was a chance for failure. Jimmy's not primarily Curtis's act. So Curtis can't necessarily tell Jimmy, yo, you got to chill out or we're not going to do this. He's just like, all right, I mean, like, you the talent. So, I mean, I got my people where they need to be. So it's up to you to really carry this. If you carry this a certain way, cool. We take off and it works. You know what I'm saying? But if it doesn't work, I got to put you to the side for my talent. So again, I see where you felt that it was shiesty, but I feel like it wasn't. Now, even when Jimmy took his second chance, Jimmy was doing he was doing good at first. And then okay, so what was it that happened at that point though? When Jimmy did get clean and decided to change the sound, what? Oh, snap, she disappeared. Oh no. All right, so until she returns, it was a particular portion in which Jimmy had dang it, I forgot, I lost my train of thought because she disappeared. But either way, regardless, I just feel like throughout the whole thing, even when Jimmy got clean to do it, I feel like oh, here she goes, she's back.
I'm sorry, I had dropped my device. What did you say about him being clean?
I was saying when he got clean, right? And he went to do the show. What I forgot, what was the dilemma there? Because this was a big debate on what we was having. It was a through line for the whole movie. And this is just one of the aspects I was standing up for Curtis. And this is the business side. When we get to other sides real quick, then y'all gonna see where I kind of don't really agree with Curtis. But when Jimmy got clean, right? Tell me how.
So
Tell me about. Remind me of that. Give me a refresher on that.
so with that, it was like I feel like he was trying to put the extraness like of Jimmy Early, how he was all out there and loud and just whatever. He was trying to do something more positive with the group one where they was all singing together about harmony and peace and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and he was on there, and that would have opened up a whole new door for him and revived, kind of like revived his career, especially during a time when they had all the riots and people getting killed and businesses being burnt down in the street. So that could have been like a good jump for Jimmy to kind of segue into a new portion of his career. But Curtis, because I guess I don't know if because he had nothing to do with it and it was too positive. It was just like he was just like, nah, we can't do it. Could he have given it a chance? Definitely, because during that time when they're doing like the riots and stuff, people love a good come together singing group.
Right, right,
But
right.
he
I
was so
agree.
focused on trying to get Dina in the movies and um
Well, wait, we'll get to that part too because even though those two parts do kind of go hand in hand, it's like I feel like I want to talk just like kind of like on the business side with how he did with Jimmy and everything because that was the first major thing, and
right.
we'll pivot shortly into the whole Dina situation. But I don't know. Do you have anything else to like say about the business? Because I feel like with the business side of it, even with Jimmy doing the more positive album and the more positive songs, um I gotta that's where I kind of agree with B, and that's where I kind of start to see her point of view because I was like, all right, he was dead ass wrong, like B said, for not allowing Curtis to take that chance. But then again, Curtis still was not his full-time talent as far as I'm concerned at that point. Curtis was not, I mean, not Curtis, Jimmy was not his full-time talent.
But he didn't have to be his full-time talent in order to show some type of compassion for what he was going through.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I was really trying to shoot Curtis Bell on the business side, but I still kind of stand on the hill that I don't think Curtis was necessarily wrong
Mm-hmm.
in the business aspect of it, but um I well, we'll let y'all decide in the comments. Let me know, like let us know. Do you think that Curtis was wrong for his business actions in this entire thing, or do you think that he was justified? I think Curtis was, for the majority of it, justified in the business aspect as it came to getting the girls where they needed to go until we start getting into the personal aspect and how that affected the business, aka the whole Dina and Effie. I
Debacle
don't know the
situation,
yeah,
betrayal.
that whole fucking shit show. Yeah, that whole shit show was just as what it is. It's fucking shit, a freaking shit show. Um, so at this portion of the movie, during these portions of the movie, right? Um, I fully agree. Curtis was completely unprofessional in every sense of the term. Curtis was absolutely unprofessional. He
I
should
agree.
not have been dealing with anybody on that. I understand maybe Effie because, like, you just started out, y'all was doing this for a while. Maybe, what I'm saying, you look at Effie a certain way or whatever the case may be, like, okay, one is okay, where it's like, if you're managing, granted, if you're managing talent, you should not have that type of romantic
So
dealings with any client that you're managing because you're there to manage their business. You're not there to fuck them into having more business. Like,
Right. So let's also put into context that when they first started, they were only like 15.
oh yeah, all right. So that's the big elephant in the room that I completely forgot about. Um,
They were
yeah,
literally 14, 15 years old.
yeah, because let's talk about old
Had to get a bus
certified Curtis.
chaperone.
What do you say?
Yeah, they had to get a bus chaperone, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. That is the one part. So because Curtis was like a grown man, right?
He had a whole card business. That was a grown ass man.
Yeah, so that's one of the creepy parts about this movie is like, yeah, Curtis was a little old.
He knew how
Curtis,
old they
Curtis
were.
was Curtis was a certified pedophile. Wop 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 wop. Like, um.
And they're gonna be like,
So,
"Oh, during that time it was different." Nah.
well, then I feel like with all that brought to light, I feel like anything else I have to argue. I feel like I don't even need to argue anything else at this point. I need not say not one other word about Curtis's actions in terms of his romantic and sexual relations with two of three of the members
Children.
of the fucking group. Now I feel
You
like you just
know,
completely blew my any argument because I was against Curtis on this part anyway. But I feel like you thought the fact that they was 15 or they were still younger when they first started. I feel like from that point on, I really don't have much of a counter argument, or there's no discussion to be had about Curtis. That ain't gonna stop me though, because
right. Curtis was shady.
Curtis
He
was
he
a fucking
knew
piece of shit.
he knew they was children, pretty much, because he went and got a bus chaperone for them. Had to reassure Dina's mom or Effie's mom that they was in good hands.
Which they
Like,
weren't. Which they weren't. Um, I
and
feel
then
like
even Laurel was trying to be with Jimmy early so bad. He was
see,
a
I
whole
was
married
going,
man.
yo. So the crazy thing is, because let me think, because I feel like didn't Jimmy kind of like wait just a little bit for Laurel to be like a little bit older?
Yeah, I mean he had no choice.
Yeah, he wait. So Jimmy waited, but like it was still kind of creepy though. It was still very that's a portion of the movie that's not aged well or didn't age at all very well ever. And I think that often escapes people how old that they were, because I forgot that until you said it. Be like, I forgot because again they're portrayed by adults. Obviously you can't have children portraying them because
Children,
obviously.
right? But
But like that's a part that because of that very reasonable very very reasonable reason, um it's often hard to forget that they were still very much underage for a majority of the movie.
right,
And then it's the fact that, like, all right, so I'm just gonna run through the ways that Curtis ain't shit. In addition to that, I'm gonna run through the other ways Curtis ain't shit. Curtis them he ain't had to do Effie like that at all, right?
right.
Like, I understand to a degree, I understand putting a marketable face in front, but
Nah,
hold on, because remember what I said that day? I said that Curtis could have explained that situation a whole hell of a lot better to avoid any type of conflict. But because he was too busy sticking his nasty ass penis inside these fucking young ass girls and playing games, trying to get to the top and doing the most grooming them pretty much, because he was telling
oh yeah, he groomed Dina. He groomed
yeah, he
her.
was telling Dina like, "Yo, you're a product. Like, you're my ticket to get more." Like, he sang a
Right.
whole song. And we was talking about that. The song that he sang to Dina, where it's like, "Oh, that would be a nice wedding song if it wasn't about the fact that I don't see." And the whole song is like, "I don't see you as a person. I see you as my ticket. You're my meal
Pretty
ticket.
much.
Okay, so you
That
need to
whole
make
when
sure
I
you
first
stay
saw you,
in." When
my
I
pockets
first
said,
saw
"Oh
you,
my."
Money signs. My eyes turn into dotted signs like Mr. Krabs. That's all it was for Curtis. So that's where I really was like, yo, Curtis, you're despicable for that. Like, how dare you? But wasn't nothing. So that's all on Curtis, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the whole getting Effie pregnant, just being a piece of shit. Not really. Now I will say the one part I felt like Curtis wasn't necessarily wrong was when he replaced Effie. And
I
I
do.
argued you down for this because I said, how dare you, as talent, how dare you just walk out? You was mad. I said some messed up stuff to you. You left. I get it. I don't know if you coming back. We got a show in 2 days. I feel like Curtis replacing Effie was an admittance of guilt on his end because he knew he was like, in his mind, there's no way in hell you coming back from what I just said to you and did to you. That was fucked up. I get it. You was mad when you left. You probably not coming back. It's not like they had cell phones. He could have sent their text message or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, could have cleared it up with a text, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he it was really nothing that he could do in that regard. So it's like, I kind of feel like, him replacing Effie wasn't necessarily an act of hate. It was just like, well, shit. I don't know if she coming back. I got this show to do. I got contracts to fulfill. We got places to go. We got to replace her.
Nah.
And then when she came and found now and this is where we'll start to kind of turn gears over to another character I told you I hate from the bottom of my soul. And you know who I'm talking about, but we'll get there. The fact that now I lost my train of thought now.
Somebody
Yeah, I
that
mean
you hated.
Curtis still wasn't shit for that, but like I said, like business wise, if my main talent just walked the fuck off, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? One of my singers just left. I gotta do a show, the biggest show of our career. I gotta replace you. I'm sorry.
Mm,
Sorry. But I don't know. What was your thoughts on it? Because you felt like I was being like unreasonable about that.
I feel like none of them had any type of loyalty. Regardless of whether she missed the show or not or missed the practices, like she knew all the steps, she knew all the songs. Nobody tried to be like, "Oh, are you good?" They just pushed her out basically. When she was the one that basically put them on. Dina's small voice and Laurel with her hand and smile wasn't about to put them on. That wasn't putting them on. Effie's voice put them on.
No, that was the real smile the whole time. I promise y'all. Go watch it, yo. If y'all had not watched Dreamgirls in 20 years, 5 years, 6 years, or ever, watch it for that specific part with Laurel because her fucking smile is crazy. Like Nika Nani Rose is wild for that face, bro. Like,
All the
she wild
time.
for that. But
Right, that's what it
I'm
was
sorry. Go
giving
ahead.
too.
What you say?
That's what it was giving too.
Nah,
Like,
for real. But yeah, nah. So like, yeah. Go ahead though. Go ahead though. You was. I was using the middle of something. I started being a clown.
um, oh, but pretty much that's what it was. Like, they was all wrong. They all had no loyalty. Effie was sitting there basically protecting them when
Yeah.
they first got there, and they was who was it? The dude tried to try to push up on Laurel, and Effie was like, "Nah, keep it moving." Like she was basically helping them get to where they are, and they all just kind of turned their back on her because she was upset and missed a few things. Like as much as they were supposed to be friends, quote unquote friends, they should have noticed a shift in her attitude, shift in something, and had some type of conversation. But they was too busy worried about trying to make it to the top.
So Dina, yes, completely. Dina should have checked in. Dina should have done something.
Hmm.
But
And
I get Dina being a little. I do get Dina being a little airheaded. But you know where I'm about to go with this. You know what I'm about to say about Laurel. Laurel was
Laurel
the
was not slow.
absolute worst person to have said anything because you saw during that whole sequence, as soon as Laurel jumped in, she immediately, and I was telling you this right before it happened, as soon as Laurel jumped in, she immediately got told to shut the fuck up and sit your now dumb ass down somewhere.
Oh, she did. She did.
She got told like, and I'm not. I don't blame. I don't blame Effie for telling her that because Laurel, you ain't been around. Your ass been had your head up in the clouds, up a married man ass the whole time.
Exactly.
You get out of here. Go sit down. Go sit down. Get the fuck out my face. Cause you ain't been paying attention to shit. Don't you tell me to relax. Cause where was you? If you care so much, where was you at? So I get it. Like I get why Laurel, and I said this from jump. I said Laurel don't need to say shit because he was like Laurel could have jumped in. Laurel could have done something. No, the fuck she couldn't have.
Yes, Laurel would have got chewed out from the rooter to the tutor.
Which
But
which is what happened. Which is, and I told you that was going to happen. I said, yo, Laurel. I told you I was like, yo, she's the last person I want to hear from right now because I know where you've been. I know what you've been doing. Stay where you at. Stay where you at. Please get the fuck out my face. So that part, and then the new girl, she ain't had to sing. She had to say that one thing. Say, you know what? It's getting intense. I'm about to go, bitch. You ain't going nowhere
she
now.
could have just
Like,
kept it pushing. She shouldn't even say anything.
yo, I'd have just moonwalked out of there, and I'd have sung my lines off screen. Well, y'all, I had to go to the bathroom, but I'm here. But but all this, right? So we're mentioning all these characters because this is at the pivotal, one of the pivotal points of the movie, which only happens, to my amazement, only happens about like what I said, like 40 something minutes in,
Maybe.
about 40, about less than an hour or like an hour in, like exactly like up to about an hour in. This movie gets to like the biggest, most messiest part of the movie, in my opinion, where Jeff Hudson says, "You're gonna love me," like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, this was before that actually, but this is when they was all trying to get her to stay, right? The biggest gaslight of the entire movie is when they all was just like, "Yo, Effie, listen, I know, what the fuck? No, this was wait, I'm somewhere I don't need to be at right now. I skipped a part, didn't I? Did I skip a part? Am I getting parts confused?
Are
Because
you
when
talking about which part are you talking about? When
so I'm
they
talking about
when they
when they
had to
first gaslit Ellie in the stand by telling her like, "Yo, just chill out. This is what it is." Like, no,
okay.
okay, I'm jumping
When they
around. I'm talking
first
about when they first
switched
was moving
over.
Dina to the front, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. So let's rewind real quick. So when they was first getting Dina, first putting Dina to the forefront, and when Curtis came up with that lame ass excuse that I said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
that didn't help anything. They all gaslit Ellie into staying to the group longer and just going to the back. It was like, listen, Ellie, listen, like you're great. We're
Effie.
all a family, but you take your ass in the back and let's do what's for business, okay? All
Right.
right.
This
Hey,
is
we
good for
love
all
you,
of
Ellie,
us.
but yeah, like this is from all of us. We love you, but shut up and go to the
Right.
get your ass in the back.
Because we are a family, like a giant tree.
Yeah,
Move your ass to the back.
so I was saying, right, this is a really interesting detail I noticed about that "We Are Family" song, is that throughout the movie, every time they sang that song, the context got darker and darker.
Mm.
Like the context was in a more darker and more selfish and more just it's in a more horrible context every time you got that song, right? Like the meaning of it changes throughout the movie. And that's something that I was telling B, like with musicals, I never really connected with, because it's like I was saying why I love certain parts of this movie so much is because how the story feeds into the songs, right? How the
Right.
story, because this is like a musical. So like the songs are like expressing what the characters are going through at the time. You don't have the dialogue, you have songs. So one of the things that, and I was comparing this to Wicked in the sense that like when I got the context on everything, when I understood what was going on, when I understood what the story was about, and then I hear how the songs are constructed around what's happening, I connect with it differently because like, oh, okay, I get it. I get this moment. I get why this moment is so huge, and I get why this moment is turned into a music,
Mm-hmm.
right? And no, I'm gonna skip straight to this part because it's important. No other part of this movie does that well for me, like the big song, the "You're Gonna Love Me" song, right? Because I always understood that the song was a big song. I always understood that it was the most popular song and had the heavy note and everything like that. But just like with Wicked, for those of you who saw my Wicked for Good review and saw me talk about Wicked on TikTok and whatnot, the big battle cry, as they call it, where Elphaba goes,
Ah.
yeah, I was going to my heart and soul of God. Oh, but like when she did that part, I was like, okay, I acknowledge that's a good note, but like, why is that such a big moment? Like, I didn't get it. I just felt like it was something missing. But when I watched the entire movie, the first Wicked movie, when I watched the entire movie and I got to that point where I'm limited and the whole defying gravity, like you and I defying gravity, like when I got to that part, I understood the journey that the characters were on to that point and why that was such a heavy moment. So when she did that battle cry at the end, I felt it because I was like, I get it. Like, I see what you went through to get to this point. So this is more than just a fancy note. This is an unleash. This is you breaking out of your cage. This is you breaking free. This is you coming into who you are, right?
Mm.
So equate that now to Effie when she's singing this entire song. The whole song is her bet, because this is like when she didn't tell anybody else she was pregnant. This is when the other girl was in the group and stuff like that, and it was just like it pretty much kicked her out the fucking group, right?
How would she be? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So they kicked her out the group, and so this is basically. All right, hold on, wait, because I do want to get my senses are bugging me right now. Before I'm gonna
Okay.
put the rest of this, I'm gonna put the rest of this on the back burner. I have to talk about I have to talk about her brother. I have to. I have to. At this point, I have to talk about Effie trifling ass, no good, deadbeat, shit ass, fucked up brother.
Yes.
I hate him. I hate that. I hate that jigger. Okay. I hate him because he was the main one gaslighting Effie ass. And motherfucker, you knew that Effie was being treated poorly. You
Mm-hmm.
knew. You saw how fucked up that entire situation was. And what you do, following behind Curtis. You asshole. I hated him so much for that, yo. And then when fucking Curtis is leaving her and kicking her out the group and all that, he's just like, well, bitch, you should have kept your mouth shut. I was
Yeah.
doing this for us, but you talking too much, so you gotta go. Cause I
Mm-hmm.
need this Effie. I was like, you son of a bitch.
And then left her.
And then left her. And so Now, when Effie's own brother, the man who's the father to her child, you know what I'm
That
saying, her
she's
friend
madly in love with, who she thought loved her back.
that she is madly in love with and thought loved her back. Exactly, B. When all these niggas is leaving her, and this is the last person that like she is begging him to stay because she has nothing after he leaves. She like her saying, no, 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 no way. No, 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 no.
So
Like she's catching a fucking temper tantrum trying to tell them, do not leave me right now. Y'all are fucking with me. Stop. Stop.
now,
I
with
would
that
do
though,
anything to stay with y'all. Like, do not leave me.
I don't even think it was stay with all of them. I think it was staying with Curtis because that was her first. I think that was like her first real love, real relationship, or what she thought was probably the first of everything, even taking her virginity. And and she's basically telling him, I thought it was me and you, but you
True,
traded
true.
me in for Dina. Meaning, did you ever really love me to begin with at all? Like, don't leave me.
Yeah. Like,
And then knowing the fact that she had just found out she was pregnant, she's like, you can't leave me by myself now. He wasn't trying to hear none of that.
nah, facts. Like I wholeheartedly agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree. Like that was just her. Like, and it's just so crazy. Like, because at first I'm hearing the song, I'm just like, okay, this is a you're gonna love me. Like, even when they play it in this trailer, it's just like, okay, it's like an uplifting moment of the song or something like of the movie or something like that. So I don't really get the full context of it. But like again, like this is my first time being able to really focus and zero in on a lot of the plot points and stuff like that. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, like I'm not gonna hold it. Like when I watched this, I'll be honest with you, I cried. I
Yeah,
cried.
you did.
I did. I did. I fucking sat there and she got to that last part, held that note. When she had that, you're gonna love. Like I was sitting there like, oh my God. I was like, I felt it. I connected fully with that moment.
Yep.
And so that's why I'm like, okay. And that's been stuck in my head because it's like, it's so haunting. That's just like she was so afraid of being alone. Like and like you said, without her first love and everything like that, like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. She was just she was miserable. That was the worst moment of her life, and and it's just like it's emphasized by the fact that she's in an empty at an empty venue on stage pointing at people who don't exist just because at that she just wants to feel loved, and she feels like at the same time while pregnant everybody that she ever relied on left her, including the love of her life,
Yep. The love of her life, people who she thought was like sisters to her own brother.
her own piece of shit brother.
And then it's like they were in at that point, they were in the industry for what? She had to be an adult at that point.
Yeah,
At
because they
least
was there was
20 years
adults.
old,
Yeah,
maybe.
they was older. They was in like they had to be in their
So
20s.
from the
But
time she was like 14, 15 years old, being taken under the wing of this man who she fell in love with, groomed by to fall in love with. Now she's an adult, found out she's pregnant. What else does she know?
exactly. It was disheartening. It was crazy, and she completely gives up on life after that. It's crazy, but that's what makes the second half of this movie such a strong like. It's such a strong movie after this, like
You think she
because
gave up on life after that?
she did. She wasn't even really trying to work.
He blocked everything. Remember?
No, not for singing though, but just like anything.
Uh,
She was like, "Oh, it's nothing I know how to do, motherfucker.
Because
If
she
you don't
doesn't know how
go
to. That's what I'm saying. She was only like 14, 15 years old when she went into the industry, which means she did not get a high school diploma, which means she had no type of higher education besides whatever a 14-year-old
right,
gets. So she doesn't know how to do anything else.
right," but do you remember how initially I was on her ass about just not getting up and actually just doing something because she has a kid to tell, like you got a kid to take care of. Get up off your ass and do something.
Right.
But again, I took some time to think about it. I was like, damn, like she really did like she was hopeless because everybody any support system that she felt like she ever had fucking left her.
Yeah, she just had her
All
dad.
alone. Like, yeah, she's all alone at this point. Like she didn't know what to do. And so like she didn't even really want to sing anymore, but she ended up getting back into it. And like I said, the second half of this movie is strong to me, like stronger than the first half, because it's just Ellie getting back into just like coming out of that darkness and into the light. And I do love that so much. And to the point where even Dina starts to wise up to things, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's just my only gripe with the second half of this movie is the fact that she accepted the brother's help in any way, shape, or form. Because how dare you show up after you got fucked over and want to help me? Like, I'm gonna take the song, but I mean, you get the fuck on. Like, I want you to understand, like, yeah, I'll take the song, but
Why
you
did
are
the
not my
brother leave
partner,
again?
huh?
Why did the brother leave again?
Because he found he kind of caught on to some of Curtis's shady ways as well. Because
Right.
Curtis did some shady shit to him. That's it. He ain't leave because of him,
Oh, it
because
was
Curtis
about the
doing shady shit
music.
to Effie.
It
He
was
ain't
the
leave because
music.
Curtis just being a fucking piece of shit scumbag. He left because it affected him.
Right, because he couldn't
That's the
have his,
only
he
reason.
couldn't be in charge of the tracks anymore.
Right. Right. Like you leave because it affects you, and then you go back to your sister that you helped kick out the fucking group and didn't check on her for mad long. Bitch, I done fucking mollywopped his ass.
Right.
Get the
That's
fuck
why she
away
ran
from
the
me.
way she did, talking about, oh, I can't make it up these stairs. Soon as he came out the door, she just left her daughter
Dog,
too, which is
it's like she
wild.
ate the damn. It's like she ate the damn spinach from Popeye. Get the fuck out of here! Like, like yo, like. But yeah, I do not blame her, and I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't have talked to him. If anything, he would have been lucky if I heard him out about the song. But after that, I'm like, yo, you gotta get the fuck out of my life, yo. Like,
Yeah.
you just leave me alone. Leave me the hell alone, cause you ain't shit. And then bought his fucking shit over there, and then the business side of it from Curtis started affecting Ellie life again. So now they don't brought
Effie.
this nigga back into my
Effie.
fucking life.
Say it with me. Effie.
Effie, my bad. What was I saying?
Ellie.
Oh, my bad. It's Effie. You've been hearing me say Ellie this whole time. I've been
And
saying
I've
the
been
same thing.
saying Effie.
I ain't
Effie.
hear you. I ain't heard you. Well, listen, y'all. Anytime I say Ellie during this review, I may Effie. But y'all know that because y'all seen Dreamgirls. But nah, hell yeah. Like, you need to fucking bought goddamn Curtis back in my fucking life. Like, get him, like, get out of here. Get you in your shit out of here. I wouldn't have forgiven him at all. There's no way y'all could have got me to. No, but I guess that's just me. But I don't know. Wrapping this up though, like I don't know, like the less we say about Laurel, the better, because
Oh yeah, she was like
that
a
bitch was a la la land
small
singer.
potatoes in that whole film. Jimmy Early had a better influence in that film than Laurel. Okay.
Nah, seriously, yo. Seriously. Nah, that shit was funny though when he went back to when fucking Curtis pissed him off.
Mm-hmm.
He just went back and he just pulled that shit out of his pocket.
Nah,
Jimmy,
the thing
no.
about
Jimmy, no, you
Jimmy
don't have to
Early,
do this, Jimmy. Jimmy.
nobody was. He's like, you either
I
gonna
walked
sit
out
here
and then fucking
and
Cece sitting there.
wrap the thing around my arm, or you gonna get the fuck out.
Yo, he looked at him like, what you gonna do? Like,
Right.
I ain't gonna hold you though. I said it though, as a friend, like if Jimmy was my real fan, I'd have fought him. I'd have fought him that day. We'd
Oh
have
yeah, we
fought.
had like a whole debate about whether if I was on crack, what would you do?
I'm fighting you, like dead ass. Like I'm not gonna let you sit there and throw your life away. Not without a fight. Not without
I'm
a fight.
sitting
You ready to see
here,
me for it?
I'm depressed. My song, you basically told me I can't revive my career. Leave my crack alone.
Nah, nigga, I'm fighting you for it. It's gonna hit the ground, and we're gonna have to knock each other clean the fuck out. I'm sorry, like
You think I won't sniff that crack off the floor? If I
Yo, while I got my foot shoved, clean up your ass too. Like, bitch, I'm be wailing on you. The whole every fucking snort, every fucking sniff you take it out, every fucking piece of that fucking coke that hits your fucking nostril, you gonna be feeling a fucking punch. I'm gonna be fucking you
I
up.
won't feel it after a while.
But I don't care. I'm gonna fuck you up, yo. We gonna tussle. We gonna tussle for real. I'm like, yo, put it down. Yo, stop. You gonna look at me like that? I'm look at you like, yo, if you fucking do it, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. We gonna fight. Like, and then because I just can't, man. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't let my friend fucking go through that. Like, you just went through all this rehab, you got clean and shit like that. Man, fuck this nigga Curtis. But if you touch that fucking coke up your fucking nose, I'm gonna beat your ass because you're not about to throw your life away. You was doing good. You was doing real, real good. It's been a couple years. I'm not going to let you do this to yourself.
And I think if Effie was there, that crack would have been got smacked to the floor. He would have stopped doing it and everything.
Oh yeah, Effie would have fought him. Effie would have fought him for it. Effie would have fought him for it. When nobody else was going to fight him for it, Effie was going to fight him for it. Like, Jimmy, what you doing? You can't go back to that stuff just because he said that damn what he say. You gonna go out there and make something better yourself. Put that damn cup down. I fought, yo. I swear to God, I fought him though. But I don't know, like but from there, we get the ending. It's a good ending for Effie.
Oh yeah, she got her justice.
Yeah, she got her justice, man. She raised the kid. Like, Curtis was still being a scumbag. He fucking fell from grace because he flew too close to the sun, got too big for his britches, and messed everything up. Everybody left him. The Dreamgirls, the original Dreamgirls, got back together, and they did one last final performance and everything like that. And then that's when Curtis looks and he sees his kid in the crowd that was raised without him knowing that they even existed. And then he pretty much in that one moment realized how shiesty he's been the entire time. So it's Dreamgirls to me is a damn good movie. Very worthy of the Oscar nominations it had, although only won for, I believe, best actress, which was Jennifer Hudson. And I believe the other award was, hold on, let me look. Dreamgirls got awards for what? Where is it? I just had it up here. Okay, 2 Oscars with Jennifer Hudson's performance earning significant acclaim. But what was the other one? Please, I just had it up here. Oh, I forgot. Oh, okay, here it is. It got best. It wasn't best actress. It was best actress in supporting role. So it's best supporting actress and best sound and mixing at the Oscars. And then it got hella Golden Globes and BAFTAs and Screen Actor Guilds and Actor Awards. It got all different types of awards. So this is a very highly regarded film in that aspect. A lot of people still love it to this day. B, I'll ask you. You had a closer connection to this movie growing up than I did. 20 years later, how do you feel about this movie?
I mean, I think it still hits. Like the musical aspect, I love musicals anyway. And I knew every single word of every single song. Maybe not every single song, because I did have to look up some lyrics. It's been 20 years. Like I'm not perfect. But I think it did justice to compared to the original Broadway play that came out. I think it did it some justice. And it definitely put a new group of people onto the whole Dreamgirls. Not necessarily franchise, because not like you had like toys and stuff there. No, but it's like the whole Dreamgirls movie, play, whatever as a whole.
Yeah, I agree, and that's a whole nother argument we had, but we won't go there. I was trying to tell her, like, look, people don't know these songs like that. Like, Dreamgirls, most people's introduction to Dreamgirls as a property was the 2006 films, which we're talking about. Like, it was this. Like it wasn't the stage play. People didn't know these songs, but beats were up and down. People knew these fucking songs, but you
I don't
know,
see why they couldn't, how they could not know these songs.
because not everybody is a theater kid,
Especially,
you nerd.
you said not everybody's a what?
Not everyone's a theater kid, you nerd.
That's crazy. Because everybody should be.
Goodness gracious.
If you don't have one good musical that can define your life, you are having issues.
Well, I guess I'm having issues then.
Definitely West Side Story over there.
So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this review. But with all the accolades and everything like that, and 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, B, what are you rating this film?
When it came out, I would have given it 5 stars. But watching it later on in life, and just chopping up the scenes, chopping up the relationships of the characters, I would give it a 4.2.
Okay, 4.2 out of 5. I think for me, I don't know what my rating for this would have been originally, because I don't know that I would have. Well, I know that I would not have connected with this movie the same way I found myself connecting with it now. I think back then, not really connecting with the film, I would have given this maybe like 4 stars, because I'm like, oh, the singing was nice, and I like some of the parts. Like Jimmy got soul, give me that,
Jimmy want a piece of your chocolate cake.
So like, yeah, like off of that alone, like, in the Motown part, they show how like the black songs was stolen by white artists and stuff like that. Like all that, like I would have been like, okay, that's cool. Like I would have gave it 4 stars for like some of that stuff. But now,
forgot about that part.
that's my shit. You turn the fuck up. But
no, the white people taking the Cadillac song. Go ahead.
That was crazy. But now I think I will give this movie. Actually, I will give it 5 stars now. Like, just with the greater understanding and a different appreciation for musicals that I have now. Like, I have a different appreciation for musicals now. So I definitely will give this a 5 stars. So it was definitely worth the watch. And 20 years later, it still definitely does hold up. I can only imagine being in the theaters or whatever when this movie first came out. I can imagine just like hearing Jennifer Hudson sing that song for the first time. Like talk about being blown away.
It definitely still gives chills.
Oh man, especially in the especially in the context of the movie. Oh my gosh, like my I get goosebumps every time I think about it. I get goosebumps, seriously, like, because it's like that was such a fucking powerhouse moment. And then for that to be Jennifer Hudson's first acting role like that, right? Well, her first acting role, period. I believe that was her debut, and it's like
live screen debut, definitely.
And it's like to master not only being able to act, but then being able to act through singing and convey those emotions the right way. Like, God dang, like she bodied that. She bodied that, bro.
Listen, I don't think any other actress at the time could have done the same. Any like other, plus size actress could have done the same.
That I don't know if anybody could have done that like that, period. I don't know. Like I'm not like a but I don't know that Beyonce or Nika Nani Rose could have played that. I don't know that you could change out their roles and it still come off the same. Like, absolutely not. Like, each one of the actresses and actors fit their role so well and gave it their all. And it was hands down incredible. So 5 stars for me. But that's it. 20 years. Happy 20th anniversary to Dreamgirls. If you want to know where to watch this movie, it's now streaming on Paramount Plus. So check it out. Definitely give it a watch. B, you have any other closing thoughts before we tell the people to go to bed? or and go about
Um,
their day, or go back to work, or hurry up and get that lunch from Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A
Hey man,
at
they might be.
12:40. You know they close at 10. And
I'm saying for whenever they're watching this.
whenever they're watching, okay, just know that out there everybody has a dream, and it's okay to be your own dream girl.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum.
Yeah,
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum.
be your dream girl.
Bum, ba-dum.
We'll make you happy. Yeah.
But yeah,
We are dream girls, and we'll always care. We are dream girls, and dream girls will never leave you. And all you have to do is dream. We'll be there.
all right, so we've officially had too much fun here. So we're going. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review and this talk about Dreamgirls revisiting this for 20 years, just know we're going to be talking about a lot of other 20th anniversary reviews. 20th anniversary this year. I've messed up that entire sentence. Other movies that
We'll be
celebrate 20 years,
reviewing a
we're gonna
lot
be
of more
talking about them
20th
all year
anniversaries.
long. Okay. So if you got a favorite movie that came out in 2006 that you want us to talk about, let us know in the comments down below. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. And yeah, I think that's it. Until next time, y'all. Be easy, stay breezy, enjoy your day, week, night, lunch, dinner, breakfast, snack, whatever it is, and just we appreciate y'all. And until next time, y'all, be easy, stay breezy, peace.
Bye. Follow your dreams.